So, welcome back. It is time to continue this party with part 2 of the Final Fantasy Summon tier list. This time we're in the 3D era, folks, meaning Final Fantasy 7 onward to the end. Now, I will say this, if you haven't watched part 1, I implore you to do so. The reason being is, well, a lot of summons that exist in Final Fantasy got covered in part 1, the Pixel era. So, I have to bring up the rules at this point, because yes, you're saying as rules for this. It's mainline entries only. That means all of you anime, spin-offs, and mobile games, kick rocks. Yes, that means no Crisis Core, no Final Fantasy X-2, and no Final Fantasy Unlimited. And no mobile games like Record Keeper. Now, each summon gets only one entry on my tier list. I don't care how many games they show up in. If they showed up in one game early, like E3 shows up in Final Fantasy 3, that's his first appearance, he doesn't get to be re-entered. However, I will take into consideration how they look. Now, if they have alternative names, again using E3 as my example, they don't get extra entries. So with E3, he has the extra names of Hitra and Jean. Well, guess what? One entry. Now, the summons on this list are from everything except from Final Fantasy XIV. The reason being is that due to how the summons exist in that universe, they exist as something called primers, that's an entire different kind of worms we're not even going to open right now. However, they should have their own tier list. We'll deal with that if we get to it. Same go with the Mirages of Final Fantasy. World of Final Fantasy to be exact. Hashtag Funko Pop-It-Off. Now, I will say this. We have the last rule, and that is my criteria. The ability that the summon possesses, and the aesthetics. Yes, I know aesthetics are very subjective, and while I might like it, you might not like it, etc., etc. But that said, folks, I was informed by BooTube that I should include an actual image of where everything sits on the tier list. So, there. Take a look at it. This is where everything sits right now, as of the end of the previous video. Alright, you see it? We're good? Alright. Let's get on with this. We're starting things off with Final Fantasy VII, and oh boy, we're kicking off right with Neo Bahamut. Now, this guy right over here, Neo Bahamut, look at him, majestic, yes, has the ability Giga Flare, which is like Mega Flare, but then some. This attack is stronger than, the Mega Flare, and it does a good amount of non-elemental damage on all enemies, and it cannot be reflected. Oh, and it also ignores the magical defense of enemies at 5 times the magic value damage. I like that. I like that a lot. A rank. Next! Yes, I'm keeping this rather snappy this time. I'm trying to anyway. With Bahamut Zero! Oh, yes. This is the good stuff right here. It has Terra Flare. This badass attack has Bahamut Zero flying through space and launching a death beam at the planet. Well, not the planet itself, but, whatever poor bastard you decide to target. Now, this attack is obviously far stronger than Mega Flare and Giga Flare. Immense non-elemental damage, cannot be reflected, and ignores the magic defense of enemies. 7 times the magic base magic damage. So, yes, S-Rank. Yes, folks, we have an S-Rank. We have an S-Rank, folks. Alright, next up is Choco/Morg. Okay, this one's just gonna be an interesting ride. I mean, we got Chocobo and Moogle together. Double the mascot power. So, it has a 15 out of 16 chance to perform Death Ball. Which, I mean, Death Blow, that sounds like a badass move. I like the name of that. It deals non-elemental damage to all enemies as well as having a 40% chance of inflicting stop. Which I like the ability to make my enemies just halt in place and, accept the inevitable destruction I bring upon them. But it also has a 1/16th chance to perform Fat Chocobo, which has no chance to inflict stop, but can do greater damage. And, of course, can't keep this information out for you. As a summon, it cannot be reflected. So all of you over there with reflect, ha! Middle finger. So, what do I give this guy? I'm not a fan of the percentile thing. I like, it's doing its thing, But, I have to rank it, so... I'm going to get hating this in the comments. B rank. Next! Oh boy, we got a badass sounding one already. Hades! With the ability Black Cauldron. This is non-elemental damage to all of its targets. More notably, it has 100% chance! And I hope you're ready, folks, because this is gonna suck for the victim. It has a chance to inflict sleep, poison, confusion, silence, frog, small, slow, paralyze. And if you're not immune, that's 8 status effects, man. You're screwed. Oh, here's another thing. It's really important. The Hades materia also has all of the statuses in its attack inflicts. So that means you can link this thing with support materia on weapons or armor to have the chance to inflict or provide immunity to all the statuses. So that means you can slap it in the buses or just be rude to everyone, just be disrespectful. A rank. Don't look at me that way. A rank. Alright, next up, Knights of the Round. I'm going to have fun with this. The Knights perform Ultimate End, which deals 13 hits of immense damage to all opponents that ignores a magical defense. Now, I have to rank this, of course, but come on, man. You're getting hit with all the Knights of the Round Table and King Motherfucking Arthur. So, S rank. Now, we move on to the next one. Next, Kujata. Which, by the way, this thing's definitely a look of all time. It performs the attack Tetra Disaster, an attack dealing fire, ice, and lightning damage to all enemies. But, like with the previous Try Disaster ability, if any of those elements I mentioned, fire, ice, and lightning, gets absorbed, it negates the entire attack, basically. So, choose carefully, because this guy's in C rank. Average can do its thing, but there's better options, folks. Alright, next up we have Typhon. And that's definitely a look. Alright. Its ability is Disintegration. This attack deals immense fire, ice, lightning, and earth damage. That's 6.875 times the base magic damage, ignoring the magic defense, and cannot be reflected. And from what I've researched, it cannot be absorbed like Kujata's attack. Meaning, this guy gets an A rank. Now, to you, Typhon, stay the hell away from me, you are creepy as shit. Alright, that's all the new summons added in Final Fantasy VII. So, tier list. There you go. There's where everything sits. I'll leave it up here for a moment, bask in it, look upon it, drink it in, as it were. Alright, you done that? Alright, excellent. Next, we hit Final Fantasy VIII. And my headache! Like, Okay, look, I'm gonna come clean. All my original notes that I had when I first worked on this got lost, so I had to research this. And I realized why I hated it. So, let's just say that they call summons Guardian Forces, and they have their own kooky mix of abilities, but we'll get to them as we go. So, first up are brothers. Yes, brothers. This big guy and little guy here. So, its ability is Brotherly Love, which you yeet the enemy into the sky, then you throw bro at the enemy. So, hey look! Chuck the enemy to the sky. Hey, that's pretty neat. Yep, you're going after. What? Bye. So, it deals damage that way. It's an Earth Elemental Guardian Force summon. Okay, you know what? At this point, we're just going to say summon instead of Guardian Force because it makes my brain feel a little bit better about life. So, it has a whole bunch of interesting information here, which honestly makes my brain hurt the more I look at it, and I'm not going to read all this out. If you want to find out more, either wait for me to reach Final Fantasy VIII, or look at the wiki. But I have to rank it B rank. Next, Cerberus. Now that's what I'm talking about right there. But its ability really speaks to me as someone who is a big fan of Black Mage. Yes, I'm a Black Mage man. Don't look at me that way. I'll cast Daga. Now, that said, Counter Rockets is the ability of Cerberus here, which gives you the ability to get double and triple casted on the party. This allows the party to cast multiple spells in their turns. Now, it learns more Junction abilities, Junction being like the unique Guardian Force summon things that they do in Final Fantasy VIII. But it has speed boosting support abilities and, nice status attack and defense among them, useful status defense times 4. And it's the only one that learns auto haste naturally. Now, I have to rank you A rank. Next, Doom Train. No, man, that's a face only a mother can love. No, I shouldn't lie to my audience that way, no. I don't love that face. I don't know any mother that would love that face. Cursed. Okay, now for the ability of Doom Train. Runaway Train! Flying a man with a train that belongs in the cursed category, as this thing definitely does. I mean, I've seen only a few trains in Final Fantasy that weren't cursed in some way. However, it's a poison elemental optional summon and inflicts a myriad of status elements on opponents. Sounds rather familiar. So, it doesn't learn any stat junctions naturally, but it learns comprehensive elemental and status attack defense junctions, including those beautiful times 4. And it's the only one to learn Auto Shell as a natural ability. Also, its unique abilities let the player remodel weapons from the menu and create forbidden medicine. What makes it forbidden? Well, it's elixirs, mega elixirs, hero trials, and stat boosting items. Now, what do I rank this abomination? A rank. Look, man, it's your face. If it wasn't so horrible, I'd rank you higher. But that's it, A rank. Next! Okay, now this is something more interesting than the previous thing. And by interesting, I mean it doesn't look like something out of an Eldritch horror. Yes, looking at you, Doom Train, you know what you are. Anyway, we have Eden. Which, that's quite a name shift there, go from Doom to Eden, but here we go. Eternal Breath is its attack, which is literally nuking the target from orbit. I recommend doing it twice to make sure, but that's me. Now, it can break the damage limit in Final Fantasy VIII, and has the rare speed, evasion, and hit junctions. I mean, that sounds pretty good. I don't really know shit about junctions, but they seem useful and necessary. So, its most beneficial thing, it has permanent stat boosts, and the ability to create items that teach ability to other summons. It takes 1000 XP to level up, most of any, and the same amount it takes for a player to level up. Oh, and for the record, one more time, just because you didn't catch the beginning of it, just to make sure, you nuke your target from orbit! So, you're looking at me now, Raditz, what do you rank this thing? Well, I think the answer's obvious. S rank. Okay, next, we have Quetzalcoatl. I'm not sure I pronounced that correctly. Anyway, we have the ability Thunderstorm. Zap zap, motherfucker. Now, it learns HP, vitality, magic up normally and naturally. But its unique command makes it interesting, which is Card Mod, which allows you to turn your enemies into triple triad cards. Now, you're looking at me now going, the fuck is triple triad? What sort of Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic the Gathering shit are we on? Well, you're not far off. Triple Triad is a nice little mini-game. It makes a return in Final Fantasy XIV, and I was for a time very addicted to playing it. Now, and its refined abilities for Eden. I'm sorry, not Eden, Quetzalcoatl. I'm sorry, Eden was so great that Quetzalcoatl just gets forgotten. Anyway, it lets the player make thunder and wind magic from items, mid-level magic from low-tier spells, and various items from Triple Triad cards. So, B rank. Don't look at me funny, B rank. Next, Pandemona. Okay, that's the name. And its ability is Tornado Zone. It sucks up the enemies, then spits them out, and a tornado out with it. I mean, I would just keep blast my enemies, but you do you, buddy. It learns speed and strength junctions and support abilities to enhance them. And, yeah, its most notable thing here is that it allows the Junctioner, I guess I'd be the character, to act first in a battle along with a command that lets the user absorb HP from a target. Wait. Vampirism? Again? Well, reminds me of a certain entry from the previous. If you don't know what I'm on about, go watch the previous video too. I'll wait. Good tea. Oh, you back? Okay, great. You know what I'm on about now. So, what do I do with your rank? I mean, you're kind of an ugly sort. So, you know what? I'm going to give you a B rank, because if I remember correctly, wind abilities aren't exactly too common in Final Fantasy VIII. Consider yourself lucky. Next. The green skin. The piercing yellow eyes. That sharp blade. You, my friend, are the bane of many existences. And that is Tonberry. You're looking at me now like, Tonberry, Raditz? How's that the bane of existence? Well, if you've never fought a Tonberry, you don't know. But for those of you who know, I'm sorry. You can find your Mega Potion over there. So, Tonberry, this green abomination before us, wearing the brown robe, holding the lantern, is another monster that's just synonymous with Final Fantasy at this point, and has the ability Chef's Knife. It's nothing flashy, nothing spectacular, just walks up to you and shank. Oh, I'm sorry, that was inappropriate of me, wasn't it? In reality, it's doink. Now, what do I rank such an iconic enemy? Turn summon. Turn, oh dear sweet, no, Supreme Cry, oh my, no! You stay back over there. Somehow folks at Tomberry made it into the studio. We're ranking it a B rank, so it will go away and not shank me. Go away. Do it. Okay, it left. Alright, next up we have an entry that I actually have to put an asterisk with. Oh boy, I'm waiting for the commenters to go. Raditz, why do you have an asterisk next to this one? Well, again, that's really good tea. I will tell you the answer, and yes, I am drinking tea the whole time I'm recording this. Why? I like tea. So, we have Angelo. She is unique because she's actually part of a limit break. Rhinoa Harley's limit break, to be exact. Now, Angelo is interesting because she can pick up more abilities based on something called Pet Pals Magazine. You can find these things scattered throughout the game, and you get more and more abilities as a result. Pretty straightforward so far. Now, here's the thing. The trigger for this limit break, or rather the trigger for the abilities of this limit break, are very, very specific, and the higher level ones get harder and harder to pull off. Why? Well, it's because it's tied to your crisis level. What's a crisis level? Well, it's basically, how do I put this gently? How fucked you are compared to your enemy. But I mean low HP, low MP, that kind of thing is my guess. But I am giving this beautiful K9 an A rank for being a good girl. What? I know I'm on record as a cat person, but I like dogs too. I just like cats more. So A rank, fight me. Alright, next up we have Boko. And you're looking at me sideways like, Raditz, we already did Chocobo. Yes we did. But this is a loophole in my names thing. See, my rule is I don't do entries that are just the same creature but with a new name. But because Boko here is actually the name of a Chocobo from Final Fantasy V, it slips through the cracks and we get to read off its abilities. Choco Fire, Choco Flare, Choco Meteor, and Choco Buckle. Choco Buckle. Weird name that. Anyway, but the more powerful the ability, the more later in my list it got. So, Boko must reach a certain level and trigger an event in Chocobo World. You're looking at me like, okay, Rats, what the fuck's a Chocobo World? It's apparently a minigame within Final Fantasy VIII. I know. However, when they remastered Final Fantasy VIII, it instead, well, got placed on Squall's level. Who's Squall? Main character. Moving on. But Boko's ultimate attack, Choco Buckle, summons a chubby Chocobo in an attack that can break the damage limit. So, Fat Chocobo returns as well. Seriously, how many more of you are just gonna slip past my little rule? Looks on the list. Anyway, I suppose I need to rank you. You gain points for the numerous abilities. You gain points for breaking the damage limit. And points for calling back to previous Chocobo that's named. Hashtag Boko. But you lose points for trying to circumvent my rules. So, what do I leave you? An A rank. Here you go, moving on. With Minimog. Okay. Yeah, it's a tiny Moogle. We get it, Minimog. Okay. So, it performs Moogle Dance, which is an ability that revives any fallen Guardian Forces, read summons there, and restores HP to all junctioned ones in the party, but it costs money. Yes, this one's powered by your guild, folks. Which is I don't know, let me read this here. Party's average level times 100. Oh no. Looks at a max level party. Oh no! Well, shit. But here's the thing, folks. Summoning Minimorg is the only way to heal Guardian Forces resummons during battle. The formula for how much HP Minimorg restores to the party is unknown. Wait, unknown? Unknown? What do you mean it's unknown? Well, I gotta rip up my notes real quick. Pulse out another set. Okay. So, because you cost money, and because you don't have a known value, B rank. Out of my sight, before launch adopts you. Okay, what do we have next on the... The fuck are you? Moomba. 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 Moomba! Weird name. So, its ability, Moomba. I guess that's correct. Reduces the target's HP to 1. Just down to 1. But there's a catch here, folks. If the target has more than 9,999 HP, it will just do that value as damage instead. So, you know, I'm just gonna give you an A rank and I'm gonna move on and forget I ever looked at you. Sounds like a plan. Alright, that's all the entries that are new in Final Fantasy VIII. So, there's the tier list. Right there. Look upon it. Look at it! And I want you to know that by the end of this video, we are going to pick one S-rank summon to be, in my particular opinion, to be the best. Keep that in mind. Alright, next up is Final Fantasy IX, another one of my favorites, and oh, you are a dreadful sight to look at. This, folks, is known as Atomos. This Eldritch Horror has the ability G-Force 199. There's a percentage-based damage to all enemies capped at 9,999 damage, based on the amount of amethyst in the player's inventory. And for the record, folks, it fucking spits mini black holes. A-rank. No, there's no drawn-out explanation. A-rank, moving on. Arc. Oh, this is gonna be great. Its attack is Eternal Darkness, which deals severe shadow damage to all enemies. Now, the attacks and spell power for dagger summons are based on the item stock and length of animation, the short version being weaker. With dagger summons during her trance, there is a random chance the summon will reappear during the battle for 0 MP cost. But the animation will always be the short version and item stock bonuses will be disregarded. The summon will reappear at intervals to repeatedly damage the enemy until a new Eidolon is summoned, or until dagger exits trance, is KO'd or ejected. I'm assuming kicked out of the party somehow? I don't know. So, what do I have to say? It's a motherfucking airship that transforms into a Gundam and unleashes pure, unadulterated fuck you upon any asshole, any pathetic creature who dare to even draw breath in your presence! So, what do I rank this? Well, that's obvious, S rank. Alright, next. Don't look at me, we're moving on. I started crashing out on you. We have Madine. You look like a Digimon, my guy. Like, seriously. You look like some sort of champion evolution. So, Matine's attack is Terror Homing, which deals holy damage to all of its enemies. It deals more damage the higher level Ico is, as opposed to the number of jewels in your inventory. So, this thing is a walking epithet to what Digimon's high-end shit looks like. And you know what? It looks like high-tier Digimon shit. Its attack is high-tier Digimon shit. And we are here for it. A rank. Alright, so, yeah, 3 entries. That's all that's new in Final Fantasy IX. So, tier list. There it is. Look upon it. You done? Alright, good. Wait, you want to look a few months more? Yes, you right there in the front row. Okay, fine. You done? Good! We move on to Final Fantasy X with Valifor. Now, Final Fantasy X, again, was a bit of a pain to me, but not as bad as 8. So, with Valifor, we have the abilities Sonic Wings, Energy Ray, and Energy Blast. This thing is very straightforward, and while aesthetics aside, it's basically just a Ki Blast spam of a summon. You get a B rank. I would have maybe given you an A rank, considered it, but Ki Blast spam is Vegeta's trick, and, well, we all know how I feel about the prince. So, next up we have Ixion. Okay, that's definitely one that looks. So, it has the abilities Arrow Spark and Thor's Hammer! It can win me on the air! No, it just has an attack, hold on. Damn it. But, it gets points because it can go full on Emperor Palpatine on some motherfuckers! B rank. Only because, frankly, it didn't come in wielding Thor's hammer, it just has an attack, hold it. We'll rate you higher if you'd come in carrying Mjolnir. Alright, next we have Anima, and holy shit! What is with this list of gaining Eldritch Horror? I swear, if we get even more, gonna lose it. Alright, so it has 2 abilities we could call Pain, which can auto-kill, and Oblivion. Which, okay, this is Eldritchian as shit, man. I'm tired of looking at you. Just take a B rank and get away from me. No, I don't want to go hug it. No! I don't even want to be near it. Get away from me. Okay, next. You at least look a little straightforward. Alright, what's your name, pal? Yojimbo. Yojimbo. Anyway, alright. I get on Persona's case for pronunciation, so I will leave it alone. Alright, it has 4 abilities, but here's the thing. Yojimbo here requires Gil to perform its moves. Because technically speaking, unlike other summons, he's basically a mercenary sort. And you gotta pay the man to off your enemies. So, that said, his abilities include the following. Daigoro, which is Yojimbo's dog, will attack on command. It's his weakest move, and will shake his head in disapproval at the amount of money received. However, he cannot use this on long-range targets. But that's why we have Kozuka. Yojimbo throws several Kozuka, a special throwing knife made to fit inside a wakizashi scabbard, at a single target. So, funny. Next up, Wakizashi. He draws a powerful ground-rending and air-rending slash. I know it's just ground-rending, but it's air-rending as well. That targets single or multiple targets with his short sword, also known as a wakizashi. Okay, with me so far? Alright. Next up is the Zanmato. Yonjimo calls his katana out of a dark portal in the ground, from which it flies into the air. He catches it, inspects the quality of his weapon as he unsheathes this bastard, and then he runs headlong into the opposition, bisecting all enemies. I like it already. It kills any enemy in the game with the exceptions of Yunaleska and Braska's final Aeon, who will move to the next form unless they have already reached the final form, in which case Hamato will kill him. I mean, useful information for down the road, I guess. Alright, some enemies will not be sliced in half, instead displaying the regular death animation. Okay, nice little fun fact, I guess. Yojimbo will nod upon receiving the money. Go for him, I guess. This is Final Fantasy VI Gilgamesh summon, but no randomosity. But it costs money. How do I rank you? Let me drink in his looks for a moment, folks. Bear with me. You know what? I rag on it for having to, be bought out, but you know what? The final attack is actually something up my alley, so A rank. Moving on to the Magus sisters, which consists of Sandy, Cindy, and Mindy. Okay. So, this summon you cannot directly control. Okay, that's already some hard points against it. And each summon can... By the way, this is a 3-in-1 package, let me just say that. But you cannot directly control it. You can just give suggestions. And then they can decide whether or not to go, yes, you know what? This saying is talking, the truth. Maybe I should obliterate all enemies on this planet. And then sometimes it'd be like, nah, fuck that, I want to go grab a heat tap. But Sandy has the ability Razia, Cindy has Kamisan, and Mindy has Pasado. And if you can somehow wrangle these three insectoids together to actually do what you want, they can perform Delta Attack. Look, you can already hear my disdain for this summon. C rank. C rank. Don't argue, C rank. Alright, that's it for Final Fantasy X. Tier list up. Alright, good. Now, I want to say this now before we move on, that Final Fantasy XI has only one new entry, so we're not even going to bring up the tier list, just remember it. The tier list will pop back up after we do 12s. So, Garuda. Now, my only interaction really with Garuda, and that's me personally, was in Final Fantasy XIV. But like I said, I cannot consider Final Fantasy XIV for this, so... Its win abilities, depending on the path you take with her in game, let's just give it a C rank and move on. Yeah, we're just giving her a C rank and move on. I don't care if you want to waifu her, I mean, that's you. I know some of you in the audience are already, looking at her funny. Look, see if she wants to go out to dinner or whatever. Get out of my sight. Next, we move on to Final Fantasy XII. And I hope you guys are ready for some very interesting looks. Definitely some interesting looks here. Alright, first up is Belias the Gigas. Oh yes, I should also warn you, all these guys have their own little titles. So, lock in, folks. Alright, it has the ability Pain Flare, which is a fire elemental attack. It's like the standard higher level fire spell, and its powers gets boosted in Zodiac versions, which I guess is the remaster. And Hellfire! Wait a minute, this is just Ifrit's attack! Oh, I see what you did, you skirted my little rules again, Final Fantasy. Oh, you dirty bastard. Well played though, well played. Because when performing Hellfire, Belias, well, he performs it differently than E3 does, so I will let it slide. However, I will say this, I would have normally just C-ranked it for being a reskin, but honestly, the attack animation definitely saved it, so B rank. Alright, next up is Marius the Corrupt. Oh yeah, that's a nice little title there, the Corrupt. So what, did you get bribed or something? Did you look the other way? What'd you do? Who'd you kill? Wait, no one yet? Oh, yet. Oh, you're threatening me. Well, I'll have you know, I am a tough Saiyan. Now, its abilities are Flash Freeze, an ice elemental attack that acts as a stronger form of Blizzard, again power boosted in Zodiac, and Frost Wave, an ice elemental attack and Marius' ultimate attack. And when readying this attack, he's surrounded by a blue aura, dives into a lake, and after charging his trident, he launches the weapon towards the enemy. The force of the trident results in a column of water engulfing the opponent, and then freezes instantly. So then it cracks and shatters. So this thing's a mix of Shiva and a Zora from The Legend of Zelda. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to rank you. B. Just take the B rank, move on. As we move on to Adremelech the Wrath. I hope I said that correctly. Oh boy, we got a Ramu themed one. Okay, let's do this. So, lightning elemental attack with Flash Shock. Again, higher level Thunder Spell. And Judgment Bolt. It really just stole... Okay. So, surrounded by a greenish yellow aura, spiraling upwards, at high speed flight. It infuses its body with electricity. The cloud surrounding Adremelech, the Wrath, darken, and he unleashes bolts of lightning from his body, thundering the ground around the enemy. A blast of lightning strikes the enemy, sending debris in the air. Look, you're aesthetically distinct, but seriously, negative points for just being an underwhelming Ramu in terms of attacks. Besides that, you don't have his epic beard, man! So, C rank. Alright, next up we have Zolera, the Death Seraph. Okay, its ability is Kill. Yeah, there's no fancy name here, just Kill. Which inflicts instant death on any enemy that does not have the safety passive ability. Oh no. Any enemy killed by this does not give you XP, LP, which I don't know, it must be something special for that game, or loot. Meaning, you don't get shit for that. And then we have Condemnation. Alright, what we got here? Surrounded by a violet aura, warps the enemy to another world, opens his right arm to reveal the shaman. Oh, okay. Who screams and calling forth dark clouds. Okay, you know what, folks. I have no words for this thing. I have no words. I usually am rather verbose when it comes to describing these things. But because its ultimate attack is just horror, just pure nightmare fuel, I would give it points. Because it takes a good deal to make me go, no. None of that, shame on you. But the move Kill... Oh, that just... Well, it killed your chances of being higher up on this list, buddy. D rank. Out of my sight. Alright, next up we have Shem Hazai, the Whisperer. Okay. This is definitely an interesting look. So, its abilities are Devour Soul, a non-elemental attack. Its damage is calculated just like the item Knot of Rust. Which I don't know what you are, but you sound like you are relevant to what I'm doing, so moving on. Damage is capped at the 4 nines again, in the original version. To improve damage, the player can cast Bubble Spell on her. Okay, whatever. And the other one is Soul Purge, which is a non-elemental attack. and she's surrounded by a pinkish purple aura. I guess everyone gets an aura in this game. Apparently she walks to the top of a cliff under the moonlight, charges her guns. I thought those were, yeah, I guess those are guns. And jumps off the cliff, shooting enemies in range with pure soul energy. She then lands at enemies, and the soul energy that struck the enemies charges up into multiple explosions, where she stands with her back to it. So, I don't know, folks. Part horse, part woman, uses dual. It says crossbows in the description, but those look like guns, and the attack even suggests they are guns. And does your, posing in front of the explosion bit. I really don't know what we talk about for the looks here, but, you know what? I'm just going to give her an A rank, and I'm going to move on to Hashmal, the bringer of order! My guy, are you familiar with someone named Kratos? No? Well, your abilities include Rock Soar, an Earth Elemental attack, and the only offensive Earth attack the player gets apart from certain weapons. Apparently, in the Japanese version, this attack name was Rock You, like a hurricane. No, the like a hurricane part's not attached. That's just me. And has the ability Gaia's Wrath. Are you just my reskin Titan? Well, he gains aura like everyone is, descends beneath the earth, landing on a rock amid magma, pulls power into himself, and then brings all that power and magma up. Man makes a volcano. And he looks like if Titan were raised by Kratos. So, B-rank. Alright. Oh, okay, the name on this one. And your looks, man. Okay, let's do this. I know the comment section is going to correct me, but... Kuchulain the, Impure. I hope I got that name right. Also, why is your title the Impure, man? Actually, no, I don't want to know. Its ability is Malaise. It's basically a non-elemental drain. Okay, straightforward. And then Blight. So, basically this man is the Horseman of Pestilence merged with either Boo or Ookie Bookie. That is a horrible mental image now, and I hate myself for thinking it. We're gonna give this guy a C rank, because he creeps me the hell out. Next, to Zeramos the Condemner. Oh boy, Gravity. Well, Gravity is its ability, and fractional damage. Okay. Look, it loses points immediately because I hear fractional and percentile in its damage. Oh, what's that? I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking of anything. Suck! What? I did nothing. I said nothing. Anyway, it has some of the most ridiculous damage in the game with its other ability, Big Bang. Oh, the price is off-selling. Here's attack names again. First it's Big Bang Burger in Persona 5, and now it's here. Or maybe it's the other way around, considering this game came out before it, but I digress. So, again, fractional damage. Look, I said it before, I'll say it again. I do not like fractional or percentile. If you tell me this thing does 100,000 damage to a target, I'll be like, great! Perfect! I know what it does. But if you said, hey, this attack might do a billion damage if the target's HP is like 1 trillion and it gets a critical and does fractional, I'll be like, shut up. But because it's named Big Bang and it reminds me of my home universe of Dragon Ball, well, it gets points. So, it's got massive damage, strange appearance, and it makes me wonder if Vegeta's going to throw a temper tantrum. So, it gets an A rank. If not for the fractional crap and its appearance, it'd be an S rank. Alright. Next up, Exodus the Judge Saul. I don't know what Judge Saul is. I know what a judge is. I know right now I am judging this thing. Because it... What the fuck? Alright, Comet is its attack. Non-elemental attack, but its damage is random. Random, folks! Oh, Supreme Kyle Money. I swear to Lord Zeno himself! It goes from 0 to Exodus's max HP. So, I mean, okay, potential for some high damage. But also potential for that clutch moment being 0 damage! Oh. And then Meteor. Which, I mean, I've watched a video on its attacks. And the meteor, it has aura, because you're basically summoning a giant meteor from the heavens to crush your enemies Madara Uchiha style. However, the random damage thing comes back. You know, I was, because it again has the epic build that Ramu has. I'm not gonna lie to you folks, I'm a little conflicted. Wait, I'm no longer conflicted. C rank! If only for visuals alone, for the attack, C rank. If you didn't have that, well, there's a rank lower than that, buddy. Count your blessings. Alright, next up is Farmfleet, the Darkening Cloud. Okay, you sound very, very ominous. I like where this is going. Briny Cannonade. A water elemental attack, and one of the few offensive water attacks the party can use in Final Fantasy XII. Okay, you just earned points, my friend. And then Tsunami. So, this attack has Farmfleet standing in a blue aura, surrounded by a maelstrom. He takes this big ewer off his back and slings it at the end of a chain. Then it comes crashing down, spilling out water like a giant tsunami. Of course, that's the name of the attack. And drowns your enemies. Glorious. Straightforward. And the aura on display! I see you studied under Piccolo as well. A rank. Alright, take a sip of my tea here. Because we're going to keep going here. We got more. I think we're actually getting close to the end of this list, too. Alright. Chaos. Walker of the Wheel. Walker of the Wheel? That's your title, man? Okay, what do we got here? Whirlwind. When elemental attack in the original release, damage is calculated by... Okay, we're not going to go through all that. Because it was percentile! However, in the Zodiac releases, Whirlwind no longer does percentage damage, so... you get spared. Alright, next up is Tornado. When elemental attack and Chaos's ultimate attack, it transports out of space. 4 swords revolve around him while he gestures. Personally, I would use a certain one-finger gesture, but that's me. And then the swords rise, spin together, and then separate into a square pattern. And then we get a nice little crest. It's beautiful, it's pretty. However, what erupts from it is a tornado! Which, I mean, that's the attack's name, and it blows away your enemies. Look, this thing's basically a callback to Chaos from Final Fantasy 1. So, because I played that game and I enjoyed the shit out of it, I'll give you a B rank. I'll be nice. Yes, Raditz can be nice. Don't give me that look. Okay, you're giving me that look anyway. Fine, be that way. Alright, next up we have Ultima, the High Seraph. Okay, you're definitely a look. Alright, so its abilities. Again, that look. Redemption. Basic attack, powerful holy elemental attack. Pretty straightforward. Alright, next up is Eschaton. Anyway, this thing. Ultima's ultimate attack. ultimate, say that 5 times fast. Well, she flies into space, charges the cannon under her dress. Yes, you heard me correctly. To blast all enemies with a ray of holy elemental light. Again, nuke from orbit! What? What? Don't give me that look. I like the idea of nuking your enemies from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. Okay, well, nuclear lasers from space aside. A-Rink. Next. Zodiac. Keeper of Precepts. Again, one of those names that's just like, okay. So, this thing has the ability Banish Ray, which is a dark elemental attack and basic offensive spell. It's exceptionally powerful against enemies that do not resist dark elemental attacks. So if you don't have that resistance, GG. Good luck, man. Better you than me. And then Final Eclipse, which... Look, I'm going to leave the link to the video I'm about to show you in my description. But here, look at it. You drinking this in, folks? Okay, yeah, all that. So, it's one of the most powerful attacks in this game. Enemies with reduced damage augment will take less, obviously. Unlike most Esper attacks, Final Eclipse is unaffected by reverse. Yeah, that was definitely a thing of all time. Alright. Look, I had you actually watch this one because, honestly, anything I could say about its attack would not do it justice, so there you go. What do I give this thing? I'm going to give it an S rank for the visuals. The visuals alone. Well, yeah, okay, I'm going to be honest. The damage is also nice. Okay, tier list, reappear. Alright, there you go. Look upon it, bask in it. Alright. Next up, we're going to move on to Final Fantasy 13. So, tier list off the screen. Alright, we have 2 new entries, and Final Fantasy 13 makes my head hurt. So, let's get on with this. With Hecaton Care. Is an Earth Elemental and the only Eidolon with the Quake ability, and the only one that lacks Curaga. Oh, you don't have any way to heal yourself. That's gonna hurt you. Alright. Vanilla has to heal herself, and her Gestalt gauge increases by driving up an enemy chain gauges. Okay, look, do you really want me to read all this technical babble? No? Good. So, it can transform into a Magitech armor with 4 machine gun turrets that Vanille can ride. I've watched this thing. I've watched it a few times. And C rank, because the ability to not heal yourself, is definitely a downer. Does everything need the ability? Honestly, for survivability, I would say yes, but thematically, probably not. But C-Rank, you're not convincing me otherwise. And yes, I don't like Final Fantasy 13. I'm on the record for that. Okay, folks, last one on the list. Line up. with Brynhilde. So, look, I'm just gonna be honest. This thing, I'm not even gonna read through all of it. It gets a B rank. Like, seriously, Final Fantasy 13 makes my head hurt. So, B rank, there you go. That is the last one. Tier list. There you go. I will let you stay here for a moment and bask in it. Look at every little bit of it. Every last bit. Still hard to believe that we had, some F ranks. But, stuff like Wit and Goblin aside. So give me the Goblin Slayer. We have to move on to figuring out something here. Which S rank is the ultimate S rank? So at this time, I will bring all their images up on screen now. Yes, go ahead, look upon him, bask in him, because one of these would be my greatest of all time, either for aesthetics, ability, or both. And the winner is... Yes, that's right, folks. It's Ark. Yes, I know. You're looking at me. Some of you have tomatoes. I'm hungry, so if you throw those at me, you're just helping me. Joke's on you. So, here's my thing. It is an airship with a dragon on the front that turns into basically a Gundam and rains death on your enemies. Come on, man. It's perfect in my opinion. Now, I will be upfront with you all. Okay? Alright? This thing was tied with another summon in my opinion. And while I would normally just go, okay, both of these guys are, perfect. I'm giving this to Ark. It has everything I enjoy, and then some. So, Ark is my favorite summon of the list, between both the Pixel and 3D era. But because I am the sort who goes, you know what, I need to throw someone a bone. So, out of the Pixel era summons, screw it. I'll give it to Odin. But, look, Ark wins this one. And if you want to know which of the 4 F-rank summons is my most hated, Eggman. Why? It does nothing. Literally nothing. That said, I hope you enjoyed this content. It's been a long time in getting this out here. Hopefully this is sitting before your eyes before New Year's Eve is up. And with that's it, everyone. Outro. If you enjoyed this content, leave a like. Comment down below what you want to see next. Do you want me to rank something else? Do you want me to rank openings? Do you want me to rank video games? Do you want me to rank stuff like summons? Because I swear, if you tell me you want me to rank all the Persona and Persona, I must turn you down for the time being until such time as I have completed Persona 5 Royal. However, do tell me what you want me to rank next. Also, while we're at it, be sure to, hit that bell notification icon. Be great if my subscribers could, get alerted when new content's made available to them. Also, there's a join button there. If you do that, you'll be supporting the channel further. It's only as low as $2 a month, and you get access to special emotes to my live stream chats. You get your name highlighted in a nice lime green color. Also, you get a badge. Everyone likes a badge. And on top of all that, know that you have my undying gratitude. So at this time, I will tell you now, this has been quite a challenge from Mox Jester, and I have thoroughly enjoyed the battle. But, no matter, there's future battles brewing on the horizon, and a new year to do them all in. So that's it, everyone. I will see you all in the next video. Happy New Year's.